Um, well, this is embarrassing. I signed in to the wrong account this morning, but we will have this up soon. But yeah, hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good morning. So yeah, for today we are going to do some League and then some Dark Tower. And just a preface before we do League, so I gotta open up the chest so we can get the battles going in. And then also we are going to be skipping any very one-sided battles. So if they end up starting with, say, 1400, 1300, maybe even 1100, we're going to skip them for now. The reason why is because we will be able to beat those guys later once we do the high growth, which is this Friday. But for now, our squad is just a little weak. It's just it's more for just getting the chests so that we can get the daily quests and everything else out of the way. So yeah, so let's just get this loaded up. I didn't realize that the load was going to take this long. Hi, Dev the Mask. How are you doing today? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we're just finished loading this up right here. Okay, see if there's okay, of course, we were always greeted with an ad this morning. Okay, let's turn on the sound. There we go. Okay, cool. Let me just claim some of the other chests that we have here. These are the ones that are for the world event. As you can see, we are already completed, so that is why we are able to get these. Clear these out so that way we can recharge the attempts and still get runes in the meantime. Oops. Oh, okay. I hit the arrow already. Hold on. Okay. We'll get out of the boss section here. We'll go to the League as mentioned. And we have 7 battles that we are going to fight. Epic. We're going to hold off on opening this legendary chest because we will save it for the next world event. Also too, in Discord, there is a survey for the upcoming hero in December. You can put in a suggestion as to what you'd like to see for this hero in terms of its skills, its stats, and its faction. Yes, the Alchemist, as mentioned. Put in whatever suggestion you like. Apparently there's been a lot of Grace and Misora bashing because they're way too powerful. Probably not go something too specific. I did splash, poison, and heals allies when enemy death. Oh, that's not too bad. So it's like almost like a big vampire, if anything. Splash and poison, that would be pretty cool. Is there another hero that does splash and poison? I'm not sure. I know there are definitely heroes that do one or the other, but not both. So yeah, so let's get right into it. Like a mad scientist with the splash and poisons. Yeah, that that would fit the theme. Okay, this one's pretty close, so we'll start off with this. See how we're gonna go with here. We will start with our Masoras to get early attackers on the board. Okay, they also have the Warlord over here, so they have the Vampire summons, they have the Kill All Wounded, and then the Summon of the Witches. We have the same skills as well. Looks like they're going for the Vampire early. Not really sure why they're doing that. I guess probably to wound the Masoras, so that way they come out as weaker copies. Okay, they have the Grace coming out with the random damage happening. Check his squad, sure. Alright, so you can always click on the name during the League battles and you can see what they're going to have in their squad. So in this case, you'll see here some Grace, some extra damage from the Aphrodite, Yoster that we'll have to take care of. Okay, some board disruption over here, and then also the Charn over here. Okay. So we can get around this. So combat will actually destroy this. We'll have combat to destroy this as well. Seeing if our Grace will deal enough damage to destroy this. So 19 times 7 for our random damage. So that puts it at 133, which is not quite enough to destroy this. We'll summon our York, comes into play, deals some damage. Okay, looks like our Masora herself got the damage over there. Yeah, we can't depend upon the RNG for the Masura to come out, so that is why we summon the York to just deal the damage and then also have combat to destroy it. Okay, just got the Dead Lord coming out over here. Combat, combat, combat. Or why not? So we will do our Vampire, and then we'll also do our own Charon. Put it over here in B2, so that way we can leave spots open for the Masura copies. Okay, and then as you can see, we did get rid of all the other zombies off of the Dead Lord. Still have our copies of Masuras for now. Not anymore. That is okay. Our Charon turns into the Cenotaph, which gives Mental Shield before the enemy attacks, so we'll be able to protect at least one of our units. Okay, their own their own Masura as well. So let's see, we'll have combat to destroy this. We'll summon our own Yoster on the extra attack room to get rid of this copy of Masura. And with the Yoster over here, we'll be able to deal damage to enemies for each ally at the beginning of the turn, which will allow us to set up for the board wipe. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll summon our extra attack Discordias, giving the extra attack to 2 of our units. And there we go. Yeah, typically I don't check the squads just because, I mean, you can get the ideas to see it, but it's probably just easier to just go through the battles instead. Think more on your feet, kind of think like Dark Tower. Why do I use the Loathe? I use the Loathe for the same reason I use the Yoster. So the Yoster itself has the silence, but it has that damage skill at the beginning of the turn. So the more often you can do that, summon the York, actually we'll summon the York over here. Yeah, so the reason why we do the Loathe is because, so Loathe, Count Vlad, and Yoster all have, also Madame Agony also has that skill. And so at the beginning of the turn, they can deal the damage. It helps us go for a board wipe and then just go for attack. Yes, the one shot over there. We're going to continue and see if we can do that too. So we'll do our Vampire first. Okay, it's in a good position for us. Summon our Grace behind the building over here. We'll have the random damage happen to their buildings. And then as you see the attack boost happening to our Vampire. Let's start off with some early damage. We can also, I guess we can also take a look at their squad while we're here. So what are they running with? They are running with pretty much an all-order deck, as you can see here. A lot of extra damage, some blockers, some splash, damage to non-order units. Yeah, the York also allows us to set up for a one-shot kill, especially if we end up destroying some buildings. So in this case, we'll be able to do that too. We'll summon the York, comes into play, destroys these 2 buildings as the attack boost over here. Yeah, pretty straightforward battle. Hey, some double draws happening during the world event, so that is why we have the extra copies. Okay, got the Ogre facing. Got the Silence, the Stones, and the Heal. Also have a pet that gives plus health to their allies. And we can take a look at their squad here as well. So they are running, Grace has the extra attack with the Legion, a lot of order heroes. They have the Groot that can silence our heroes, and then also the extra, pretty strong attack over here with the, I forgot what it's called. I guess we can also see their name, right? Can we see their name? Yeah, the Wild Tamer over here. Okay. We're going to start with our Masura copies first. Get some blockers on the board. Get some health back as well from the melee kill off of the Glee. Probably should have just skipped this battle altogether. I know it's going to take a while, especially with the Ogre and then also with the high health. Okay, we got combat over there, and then the grace over there. And you see the attack boost given to their hero. Odd spot, very odd spot. So let's see, the extra combat damage from here, so 25, that puts it at 150? No, that's, I can't even do the math right now. So 6 is 150, that's 175. Okay, so in that case, best we can do, we're gonna summon this building to, actually no, we don't even have to summon the building. Summon this over here, and then we'll also split out the damage. We'll summon the Yoster to block against the melee hero. Okay, you see we did wound their heroes at the end of the turn, so if we can survive this turn, we will use our skill to wipe out their board. Otherwise, we could potentially take lethal as well if they have another hero, say over here, which I guess could be the Legion. Okay, so that was good that it did split the damage, so it didn't actually destroy another hero. So we'll do our destruction skill. The death trigger did destroy this hero. So now we need to start building back our board. We'll do that with the building over here. Okay, we still need to play around the silence and then the stones with the heal. So as a default, because we are behind in health, we are going to summon heroes with higher health so that they can take some damage. Okay, we got the Legion over here with the plus health and the plus attack. We have enough damage for this. 2, 3. Let's see, so that's 3, 40, 41. Okay, no, we're off by a little bit. So come over there. And they can still do reborn. Okay. So we will. No, this is fine. We'll put a blocker just for now. We'll try and deal as much damage as we can from here. We'll summon the Charm, and the Charm will give the extra attack runes. We don't mind losing the Cenotaph anyways, and we're going to give some protection to our heroes no matter what. Oof. Yeah, so the splash damage from the Strick allowed them to destroy the Cenotaph, and then the extra attack given to the Legion went through for the damage. Probably should have kept back on the health. Alright, so we have another hero here with the high health. We're going to skip them. Okay, we are running into some tougher battles, which is okay. We should expect that every once in a while. Okay, relatively close, so we'll do that. So we got the Ogre, we already know what their skills are. Got the Sentry Pet, has the plus attacks. Ally appears, end of turn, and then also a ranged ally killing something. Oof, okay. You got the High Tinker that will deal damage to our nature heroes. Also the Tesla building that will deal this much damage whenever a hero is destroyed. Let's take a look at their squad. Alright, so you can see a lot of extra damage coming from the Mina. They have some board wipes, damage over here, and then extra summons. Okay, I see what they're going for. Is there a Strick at level 6? It's level 9, wow. But it's the Mina. The Mina's at level 20, okay. Alright, we'll summon our building just to block this. It is going to take extra damage from the attack, but at least we can clear out some stuff and then also start wounding their heroes. Okay, it also doesn't help that they're starting first, so they're going to deal the extra damage for every hero because of the building. The Tesla X rabbit. Ouch. Okay, and we don't have anything for either one of these. We could destroy this, but then we don't have a blocker, so we'll do our vampire. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright. Well, we can take a risk here. Let's see, actually, how much damage are they dealing? 77. And every one of these copies is a liability. We'll take a risk, see what we can do here. We'll summon our Grace, see if we can get the random damage to destroy this here. Nope. Alright, so combat over there. probably extra damage over here. Let's see how much damage the Grace does. So it does 133. So could destroy it. Well, they're going to destroy this in combat. No matter how much damage we take here. Okay. Alright. Got the damage over there. We'll do our destruction skill to wipe these out. We'll take some damage from destroying the heroes. We'll summon our York. Take some extra damage as there as well. And we are running very low on health. Also doesn't help that their pet gives an attack boost to another hero. So there are 3 open lanes in which they can deal damage. And so we'll need to use our melee heroes in order to get some health back. We don't get the option here because the prince came in, dealt roughly 200. And unfortunate. I mean, they also started first, and we also took a lot of damage off of the Tesla X. Okay. Smaller battle, I see over there. The Max Prince summons Athena. Yes. A lot of summons over there. And surprisingly, deals a lot of damage. Alright, we'll start with our vampire over here. And I did not see that we didn't have the Grace, so we can't go for the one shot. What we can do is... we gotta set this up. Oh, that's not too bad. We'll summon our York over here. We'll split the damage. Comes into play, destroys the building, and then also deals some extra damage. Attack boost, rather. And we're setting up for next turn. We can take a look at their squad as well. So this is Natali's squad. They're running White Shaman, which is surprising. And they have the new Grimory Child, some Flying Hero, some Health Gain, some Stall, and just a lot of summons. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, let's see, combat over there, combat over there. Okay, we'll summon our Discordia. Discordia will give the extra attack to our heroes. Destroying the Chernomore, and then lethal over there. Yeah, Prince itself does a lot of damage. The only issue is that it blocks the rest of your lane, so if you want to summon support heroes behind it, it's not going to be that good. Although their new skill to summon the Squires whenever an enemy is destroyed will allow you to flood the board. Okay. They started with their own York over there. Seeing their stats. Okay, we'll summon our own York as well. Whoa! Whoa! So we'll get a little bit of protection because our own York has Reborn. Doesn't deal enough damage. If it dealt enough damage to actually destroy it in one shot, we could have actually triggered the Reborn and then destroyed it with combat. But for now, we'll have to deal with this. Okay, they did the block runes. Also take a look at their skills as well. They got the Rocker Boys and then the enemy damage. Sure, okay. So they have the Strick that is dealing the extra splash damage. Also on the block runes as seen. We'll do our Vampire to get rid of this. And then we will also... can we take damage? Probably not. So we'll summon a building here to block. Okay, we're also placing the building over here so that the splash damage only occurs in these 2 rows. Take a look at their squad. See what they're running. So they are running a... okay, so usually in Jimmy decks you'll see the Legion, and then as you can see extra damage here with the Charon. Just a lot of combat damage going first, and then also heal as a backup. So let's see, the building itself will destroy the Strick. So let's see, combat over there, combat over there. Okay, we will summon our Charm. Just deal some damage, and then also get the extra attack runes. Use this as a blocker for now. Doesn't help that we don't have any other heroes to attack with. Okay, so there's the Masuras. And right, enough combat for that. I think next time we're not going to use Charon as a blocker, especially since we don't have any other heroes to attack with, and their health is rather low for that building. So we'll change the strategy when that comes back. Alright, so it looks like we're starting first against the Jimmy. They also have the Gleedy Pet that gives them plus health. Yeah, we'll start with our own Master copies, why not? Rather save the York for when they summon a hero on a block rune, because that way we can get around the block stat given to their heroes. The other two, the totem over here and then the loath, that's more for support. And support's not going to be as helpful if we don't have any attackers on the board. Okay, so we got the High Tinker dealing that much damage to our nature. Also the building over here. Let's see, combat. Okay, the block, so roughly it's going to be around 400 damage. Yeah, sure, why not? So we'll summon our York, destroying the building, also destroying the Tinker. We got the extra attack boost from destroying the Tesla X and then also the Masura copy. And that is why we had enough combat damage to destroy the Tinker. Okay, so let's see, combat. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, we'll get rid of the Yoster over here. Is it on a block rune as well? It is not, so that is good. Summon the Discordia. Just get the regular combat damage. Okay, and there we go. Okay, two more. Okay, facing another ogre once again. Not really too much of a surprise there. Okay, plus health to their warlord. Okay, got the Masur copies. Okay, fortunately the buildings here are stopping the extra copies from spawning. So to deal with this, how are we going to deal with this? Let's see, plus health over there, combat over there. Okay, we can slow them down a little bit. So we'll summon our York in lane B, and we'll destroy the top copy. The reason why is because of the order of attacks. If we end up destroying the bottom copy, the extra copy could come and then attack our York. But with this, the extra copy can only come after combat, and so we'll have some protection for our York here. Okay, we got the Strick over here that is dealing some splash damage based upon the health, the number of heroes on the board. We'll take a look at their squad here as well. Did we not do that on our turn? Oh wow. Did they take that away? That was so weird. Okay. Let us see what we'll do here. So we got combat. We'll do our vampire summon, and then we'll also summon our Yoster to silence the Strick over there. We'll have enough combat to destroy this, so we don't have to worry about that. It also has the Reborn as well. So let's see. Oh, this is fine. Yeah, we'll summon the Yoster, or actually over here. Summon over here because the Sword will still destroy this here, or potentially destroy it, and we don't want to have the combat damage coming over to the Yoster here. All right, let's take a look at their squad, see if we can do that. Still can't do that. Why can't we see them? Alright, well we do have another hero on the board, so that allows us to do our damage, and then we'll do our board wipe. Okay, we're going to give these heroes some protection now, so we'll do our Karin. And so now, even if our heroes are silenced, they'll still be able to get the mental shield. Try this one more time, or a couple more times. Still can't get the squads. Surprising. Okay. Okay, this is fine. They have the Shaolin that has the extra damage, and then the immunity to silence. Just doing some math here. So let's see worst case scenario. Yeah, we're calculating the worst case scenario in which we give the extra attack to our heroes. So 140 times 2. So, or that's 280. for... Oh, okay. We're going to be off by a little bit if we do miss. Yeah, let's sure. Why not? Let's try it out. Alright, so we summon the Discordia on the extra attack rune. Oof, okay, and we were off by about 100. It's coming close. The extra attack boost given by the Shaolin may be enough to deal lethal right here. Okay, so they did summon the Grace and give the attack boost over there. A safer strat for us would have been to summon the Masura on the extra attack rune, going for extra attack, and then also having the health boost off of the Yoster at the end of the turn. Alright, let's start again with the Masura copies. Okay, we're also facing a pirate. You can see here the damage pentagrams, the sharks, and the plus attack to males. Can we get... Okay, here, there we go. Maybe we just clicked on the wrong spot. So they have a mix of defense over here with the Shamuna, some extra damage to our Warlord with the Vixen, and then the Melia. And mostly female heroes as well, so it gets around the Yoster. So it seems more of like an anti-meta squad, if you will. Alright, so let's see. So combat over here, combat over here. Okay, we'll have that. Okay, so we'll be able to destroy the crystal, so that's good. Want to wound this Shamuna, so we'll do this with the Yoster over here. The counterattack from the Shamuna allows them to destroy it here. Destroy the Masura copy over here. So they summon the Vixen. We'll be able to destroy it with our summons and our board wipe. So we'll do our Vampire, get it out on the board. Give these heroes an extra attack boost. We'll then do our destruction skill to get rid of the Crystal and the Vixen. Combat over here will destroy this. Counterattack. So not quite enough for lethal, but pretty close. We'll summon our Discordia. Give these some extra attack. Potentially some extra attack. Okay, counter attack, destroy our Vampire. And then, ooh, the extra attack on the Yoster went for lethal. Great. Okay. Oh, alright. And one more over here. Okay. Lower health ogre, so that's good. Take a look at that squad. Okay, mostly older heroes with some protection from the Shamunas and the York over here. Some damage to us with the Mina, and then also extra attack to given primarily to the York and the Grace, sometimes the Mina as well. Okay, so they started with the Shamuna. That's going to be an issue because we need to destroy the Shard and then also break the shield in order to deal any damage to the Shamuna. So... let's see how we're gonna do this. There. See what the counterattack is. So 50. Alright. Yeah, we'll start with our own Masuras. Get some extra copies on the board. Just block for some help. Okay, so not quite where we wanted the Masuras to be. The RNG made for a bottom and then up top. Best case scenario, you get your 4 copies, but this is fine too. At least now they're only going to be wounded by the adjacent damage from the Shamuna and not the combat damage. So as a result, our Masuras are going to be stronger in health when they make the next copies. Okay, extra attack given to the Shamuna. Let's see what we'll do there. Combat over there, extra copy over there. Okay, I'm not going to do the Vampire Summon because it's going to get in the way of the Masura copies. So we'll summon our... Yeah, this will make more sense. We'll summon our York to block against the Shimuna. Okay, we're also getting some health back off of our melee kill, which is fine. And we're kind of in a stalemate right now. Best case scenario for us is to trigger the silence and then go for the counterattack. Oof. Okay, that Yoster does not help, especially since we couldn't get the blocker off. We still need to get rid of this here. Let's see, combat. No, we won't be able to break through here. We could block, I guess. We could block with our building. So we'll do that. We'll place it over in... Thinking about this one makes sense. Yeah, we'll summon it in C2 over here. Okay, well, we got rid of the Discordia. And we also got rid of the shards. This Yoster isn't as strong as I thought it was going to be. Let's see their stats. So they're dealing 12 damage for each ally, and then also plus 13 health. Okay. Now they got the York behind with some protection. All right. And that first turn Shimuna is very hard to deal with, especially if you don't have anything like a silence or transform. Even with flight, you'd still need to have your other heroes stay alive. And we didn't draw Yoster until... Actually, we didn't even draw Yoster. Surprising. All right. We'll start with our Masuras once again. And we'll have different heroes once we level them up for high growth. The Masuras are just a good default to have, just because of the early blockers. They combo with the Gleedy pet, and then also, since they're female heroes, they will get the health boost for the Yoster as well. Okay, so they got the leader Nilan freezing our melee. So in this case, it would be the Masuras over here. Summon our Grace, and I actually want to place it up top here. Okay. We place it up top because this hero here has more health than this one, and so we don't want to let the extra damage come out over there. Take a look at their squad while we're here. Excuse me. Alright, so let's see. So they have a lot of Reborn, a lot of spawners. Some protection over here. We have some stall with the Old God, and then some negation silence with the Groot. You can see here the Groot does stop both the Masura copy over here, and then also the Grace from dealing the extra damage. Summon our building over here. Give our ranged hero some protection. And then also, it's not a target of silence, so if they do end up doing the silence, we'll still have most of our stats for the building here. So the silence is happening, so we won't get the extra copies off of the Masuras. That is okay. Okay, they got the TNT Demolitionist, the instant kill runes, and then death to deal damage. Let's see. Combat over there. See if we can actually set up for lethal here. Yeah, we'll do our vampire summon. Okay, that's okay. If they landed on the death rune, that would have been fine too. We'll summon our Yoster on the attack rune to silence this hero, so no death triggers. Alright, and you can see the health boost given to our heroes for every female on our side, so that includes the Masura over here and then the Grace over here. Okay, this is where the Old God comes into play. So this Old God will freeze our ranged heroes for 1 turn, so that means that these won't be able to attack. Well, we can still set up for lethal. Let's go for that. So we'll summon our York here, just dealing some damage before they get frozen. Some more health boost, that's fine. Okay. So they summon the stones. That is all right. See what kind of protection they give. All right. Okay, this is good. Reason why it's good, because the vampire was destroyed by combat over here. We can do our destruction to wipe these out, but we won't have enough for lethal on any particular row. I guess we could wait one more turn, but it's cleaner to get rid of the floss here now. We'll summon our Charon over in C3 over here. Get some extra attack runes. Okay, so most likely these will be frozen again. Okay, they will need to destroy our York over here, or at least block, because we do have lethal on top. Ouch. Okay. What can we do here? Alright, so let's see. So combat over here will stop our ranged. Over here. Okay, we'll need to contend for at least one more turn. So we'll summon our Masur copy over here. We'll get the combat damage, freeze our range, summoning our Masur so we can get rid of that death rune, and then also allow for some extra spots to be open. We still have the... oh, we already did our destruction seal, so it's more of getting the extra attackers on board. Okay, they got the Grace over there with the extra damage. Combat over there. Oh, we have lethal over here with our melee heroes. No death triggers, so we'll just skip the turn. And yeah, even though they did have the two old gods, there wasn't anything else in terms of stopping our melee heroes. Okay, so that was League. Mix of pretty strong battles, also pretty quick battles as well. Okay, let us also do some Dark Tower, so we'll head into that. So we have 2 attempts right now. We need 9 wins and about 4 days left. Currently have epics on the line, and yeah, let's go. Okay, they are starting first. They have the Jimmy over here with the block runes and these rocker boys with splash. And unlike League, you can take a look at their squad, but their squad doesn't matter. It's out of their entire collection. So we'll need to brace for that. See, combat, 75. From there. So take a look at this hero here. So it freezes enemies in the line for 1 turn, so that won't be good. We could do some early block against that. Yeah, some extra flight. See what's gonna make more sense. We'll summon our Iona in B3 over here. Destroy some buildings. Also do some splash damage over here. The splash will help us set up against the block runes that are going to come out soon, so that way we can still deal damage to their heroes. And let's see how much it attacks. So 107. All right, so that's fine. Okay. Got some hero here, swaps the attack and health of one of our heroes. So in this case now, our hero can actually be destroyed. Let's see. Don't have any other good backup. And they are threatening lethal on the next 2 turns. So we'll do our vampire summon. And then see what makes sense here. Combat over there, block. Yeah, we can do this over here. So we'll summon this hero here just to block. When it comes into play, it summons the extra attacker. The rest of these heroes here, they don't have any other skills that will float on the board. Okay, that is fine. Still have to deal with those rocker boys coming out very soon. Combat over there. We can do our destruction and get, but then we'd still need to deal with this here. Very large attack boost. Spikes. There. Okay, so we can use our splash to get rid of this hero. And it has block of 82. Ugh. Does this also have block of 80? Okay, this is block of 101. Yes. All right. Let's see. So combat over there, combat over there, mage over there. Does a flight? It does have flight, so we can actually stop this for now. We'll take one more round of damage. Yeah, we'll summon the flight hero over here. Get some health back. I mean, we're going to net loss damage. In other words, take more damage from combat over here. But for now, we need to make sure that we can hold on to the board somehow. So let's see, combat will destroy this off of the ranged. Our epic hero is not that strong because we didn't level up the epics. And as you saw, the extra damage happening from the Yori destroyed our flight hero, and that was unfortunate. Alright. Maybe we should have used our destruction skill. Probably taking a little less damage. Yeah, alright. Okay, and they are starting first once again, so that's not going to bode too well for us. They have the pet over here that gives plus health to their heroes. Okay, got the Toxis Mantis over here. Okay, nothing too serious. We'll start with our Shimuna on E3. Get the shard for some protection, and then also destroying the buildings. And the hero here as well. Also, we went for the Shimuna because it's very hard to get rid of heroes in Dark Tower and Pit. Specifically is that they'll need removal in order to get rid of our hero, and that is why we summon over here. So let's see, combat over here. Okay, removes fly. We'll balance out. We'll go to destroy their heroes first before going for lethal. So we'll summon the ranged hero over here. We're gonna hold off on the health rune given. I'm back. Is this Dark Tower? Yes, it is Dark Tower. We are currently doing Dark Tower right now. Okay, not bad. So we could do what happened to their legend. They didn't summon any legend. Oh, first turn so they summoned a Toxic Mantis and then I countered with the Shimuna. So let us see what makes sense here. We have this hero that can deal damage to a random enemy. Could potentially destroy this and then have this for combat. Either way, we won't be able to destroy any heroes. I'd rather go for the ranged hero over here for some protection. Okay, we transform the flight hero, so that's cool. Also have some protection with the mental shield over here. And if they do silence, not a big deal. Because our Shimuna will still have protection, and then the stat boosts given over here aren't that important. Also rather go for the ranged rather than the extra melee, because the melee can't attack now because of the buildings and the shards. Okay, let's see how much block it has. So it's 60. Okay, so their health is going to be 68. How much health is... Okay, this is 133. Seeing how much damage our Strick can do. So it's 11 for every hero that's on the board. 1, 2, 5, 7. So not quite enough to destroy that. Could do combat over there. Really don't want to be in a spot where we don't have the option to wound their stones. So we can do, let's see, combat. It's gonna be close. Yeah, we'll go for this instead. Yeah, I think this is fine. They'll need another hero in order to get rid of this here. Okay, so they have another hero here, deals damage to heroes in the line off of the death trigger. We have this hero here that does have Reborn, so we'll be able to stop a little bit more damage. Summon this here in D2, so that way we can still keep a vampire alive, so that we can actually summon it over here. And this Reborn is only here as a blocker as well. So we drew up the stones, so that's good. Let's see, so combat will destroy that. The next hero here will have combat to destroy that. May have to use our destruction early and not against the stones because this hero does have a lot of health, or a lot of attack rather. Okay, cool. So they have the Tengu here that gives the enemy attack to 1. Because our hero did have the bleeding given once the hero attacks, well, off of the Reborn. So those are now gone. Let's see here, combat on those. We'll summon our vampire, set the attack to 1. We'll do our destruction to get rid of these heroes. Okay, get rid of those. The death trigger did deal the damage over here. Okay, and let us see. We'll summon our ranged hero on D1, get some health back off of the life palace coming from here. Also give it some protection. Also can remove negative effects as well. Just a little bonus. Okay, so even though we didn't use the destruction to get rid of the stones, that is fine. We got rid of their primary attackers, and we have a lot more heroes on the board here. So let's see, combat, so that'd be good. Don't have enough to destroy this building, so we're gonna hold off on it. I'm gonna go for the extra damage. Decent health over here. Let's see, so combat. Yeah, we'll do our summons. Spam in the chat. Lovely. Alright, we'll summon our melee hero over here. We'll do enough damage to give destruction to the stones. This one will still be around, unfortunately. This hero also gives spikes to all of our allies. So, again, nice little bonus. And then these summons will be destroyed at the beginning of the next turn. It is the big follow scam. I'm pretty sure it's a scam. You can tell for 2 reasons. So one is that it sounds pretty spammy, and then also if you give the plus spacebar with the big follows there, that's a way to get around the spam filters. So let us see here. We'll have combat to destroy the planty off of the ogre. We'll have this hero that can silence the hero, so we won't have to worry about this skill. Probably still want to give it some protection, just because it is the strongest attacker. We don't have any range, so we can't deal any extra damage over here. Let's see, combat over there. So we don't have quite enough to destroy that, but we can summon this hero. This hero, whenever another hero comes into play on their side, will set the attack of enemies in the line to 1. So we'll give this hero some protection. Yeah, I gotta find a way to filter out the spam. I thought I did the first time, but they have another way to get through, so. Alright, so again, they got the Dragara with the extra attack boost. Okay. Let's see, so combat will destroy those. How can you put 2 legendaries in a row? I can only put max only 1 in 10 turns. My guess is because of the league that we're in. Yeah, we're currently in League 1, so that is why we can do that. Let's see, health could deal extra damage. How much damage are we going to deal off of the Morgenstern? So 38. You're in League 11. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So we'll summon our Freddy. When the Freddy comes into play, it deals damage to Chaos Heroes. We have enough combat damage to destroy the Dragar over here. We're also leaving this melee spot open, just in case we need to give this protection. But we also don't mind having the Freddy being destroyed, because then it will give this skill to summon the Freddy back, and then also deal the extra damage. Yeah, I don't know the frequencies in which the heroes get summoned for each particular league. I just go with the flow, and as mentioned for the other videos, normally we level up our heroes kind of balanced. So yeah, you see the epics that we have are pretty weak, and the rares are okay, and the legendaries are too. And so if you're going to put more effort into Dark Tower and Pit, you want to level up your heroes evenly, so that way you don't run into something where you have a hero that's level 1 and not very useful at the time. So we have this hero that, let's see, okay, we'll summon the Freddy once it is destroyed, so that's good. It also takes damage whenever it attacks, and then plus health whenever the Warlord is attacked. So let's see here. Combat will destroy that. Combat will have here. I don't mind here with the extra Reborn over here. Get some health back as well. Okay, and we are pretty close to lethal right now. They will need to block both of these lanes in order to stop lethal. We still have our Reborn, and then we also have the Freddy that could come back once this hero is destroyed. Okay, we summon the Hellgate. So big blocker over there, but we have enough combat over here. Oh, actually might not be able to, because of the Hellgate. So when the Hellgate is attacked, it will summon a witch that will help them block. So we'll need to destroy this, deal some extra damage. The Freddy will come back over here. Combat over there. So we don't have any other way to get through, and the Hellgate will actually still be alive. But we'll go for their attackers instead. So we'll do, let's see. See, he's thinking some extra damage. Nope. Alright, we'll summon the ranged hero over here with the totem. And destroy this. Freddy comes back, deals some extra damage. Okay, we also destroy the stone, so that's cool. And looks like the extra witch didn't spawn to block. So there's the lethal right there. Epic. A tougher battle, but we did get through. It helped that our hero, that rare hero, had the bleeding, so we could then destroy the Tengu for free instead of having to take another point of damage to wound it and then destroy it. Love. Alright, so they have, let's see, so they're starting first, and they have the silence again. Got the plus health. They also have the Mina that will deal damage to our Warlord whenever an ally is attacked on their side. Okay, we'll start with our, so let's see, this is going to get blocked anyways. Yeah, we'll place this on the front. So we'll place this in D3 over here. Get some health back off of our melee kill. This also has a reflect skill, and then also the block on itself. And then block to our Warlord as well. Hopefully this doesn't get transformed or silenced or blocked in some way. Okay, so you can see that reflect damage does deal the damage over there. And then also, because it is a melee kill, it will trigger that skill. We can run over this Mina now at this point. Also doesn't have any blocks, so that's good. We'll continue on, try to set up for stats. So we can get rid of those over there. And we can get rid of this building. That'll be fine. Actually, let me think. Yeah, sure, let's get rid of the building. Hopefully they don't summon a ghost or something over here to ruin our setup. Gotta be prepared for some of the other heroes that can ruin your setup. So it could be things like, well, Mina is one, My 10 is another, Ghost is also another, Deadlord. Deadlord would have actually been pretty brutal, because then it would have transformed and then had the extra blockers. Okay, so we got the hero here that will spikes to allies around themselves. Also get plus health over here. Let's see, do we have enough combat for this? They have the attack rune over there. Okay, they will be able to do their silence very soon. So it's a mix between either how much damage we can deal versus how much we can take. Let's see, come over there, come over there. Well, maybe we don't force the silence if we use a higher health hero, so we'll do that. Probably should have put this over here in B2. Well, but this is fine. Alright, so they did do the silence. We do have another Kabas coming up, which will help out a lot. We also have the Frost, and then we have the Strike. Okay, we do have a lot of options for next turn. That is an excessive amount of damage. Alright, so we have the Grace over here with the extra damage. So deal 280. We need to deal 109. Or 111 over here. Okay, extra damage over there. And we also do need to get rid of this hero as well. Let's see. So combat. They're both of equal threats. Could give miss to the hero. Decent stats over here, combat over there. All right. Could take the risk and get rid of both of these, but we'll play it safe. We'll do our vampire. All right, that's good. We'll summon our. We'll summon our Justia behind it. Okay, and the Justia will give miss to another hero on their side for a turn, so actually we'll stop the Grace from dealing the damage. Okay, so that is good. So because this is actually a building, it can't get miss, but this... We can actually hold off on defeating the Grace, so it's just a matter of dealing some more damage over here. This hero deals damage to our heroes when they come into play, so we'll need to make sure we don't take the damage from there. Comment over there, comment over there. This is fine. Alright, so we'll summon the hero here on the same line as the Justia. Gets the attack boost. Okay, we also get the extra attack rune over there, so that's good. Okay, they summon the stones, and because each stone counts as a summon, it will trigger off the Justia skill, so the Grace again also has the miss. Depending upon what happens, we'll use our destruction to get rid of the Grace. So let's see, combat over there, combat over there. Get that over there. Ad break? Yeah, I think they run an ad break automatically after an hour. Alright, so we will do our destruction to... let's see. Yeah, we'll do our destruction skill. Alright, we'll also follow up with our Arch Vampire. Okay, same line as the Justia, get the attack boost, and then also get through the Yuri over here. And now we're in pretty good shape. We have the Vlad that does the extra attack and also deals damage at the beginning, so we can start wounding these. We have our own Vampire here, deals damage at the end. Okay, and now it's just a matter of getting the rest of the combat out. Combat over there. See if we have any other floaters on the board. Yeah, we can get rid of the stones. That'll be fine. We'll do our summons. How to stream? Yeah, when you say how to stream, are you talking about the ads are telling you how to stream, or is it more of Lady Claire? Yeah, I'm going to be summoning the Lady Claire. It's just a matter of how much damage I'm going to be doing this turn. In front of Count Vlad? Probably not this time. The reason why is we still want to get rid of this hero. It gives Mental Shield to another one of their allies, which we can actually get rid of with the Vlad. So we'll summon our Lady Claire over here. Gets an attack boost for every hero that is around it. Okay, we also don't want to stop the Vlad because with the extra attack and the attack boost from the Justia, we can deal double damage to the Warlord. Normally I would summon the Lady Claire in front of Vlad if we had our destruction skill, but at this point we're just trying to now go for lethal, and we do have a lot. Oh boy, that's going to hurt. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. Well, we have a couple of options here. Let's see, combat over there, combat over there. Okay, we have the option to either silence this or to summon the Grace. The scrap over here stole the attack from our heroes, and it also didn't help that we had our extra summons, so those summons do count as a kill, even though they do die on their own. So we can take the risk, see if we can, let's see, we need random damage of 2, so that would be at 38. Oh, we would actually need 1 more. Oh. This potentially could not work in our favor. So let's see, combat over there, combat over there. Yeah, we'll take the risk for Grace. Actually, here, we'll give an attack boost. We'll give 2 attack boosts if we can. 1. Oh, double attack on the Grace. Yeah, that's right, here. All right, so yeah, that way we can also guarantee the amount of damage we're dealing. All right, so you see the mental shield given to the hero. Okay, the extra damage over here. Yeah, good call with the double attack rune. I was gonna just go for regular combat and then hopefully the extra damage would go here. But yeah, that thanks, Dev. Alright, so we have the all that gives the miss to 2 of our heroes. So in this case you can see here the miss symbol. We have the extra attack given. And this will also give negative attack to our heroes. So in this case this will still be gone. Over there. Alright, we don't want to block with our Yoster, or not our Yoster, but our Hanako. So we'll summon this hero over here. This will be destroyed by the extra combat, but we'll summon this. We'll summon the range over here. You thought the HP on Scrap was 500? Yeah, it helps to double check. So probably shouldn't have summoned this hero just because it now has negative attack, or 0 attack, but it gives us health whenever our Warlord is attacked, so we'll have a little bit of a buffer. Okay, got this hero that will freeze 2 of our random humans. So let's see, combat over here. It doesn't have a death trigger, so that's good. And no miss, so the extra attack will send us through. Yeah, that extra attack rune really carried us through there. Epic. It helps to look at your board after every turn, and it also helps to put floaters on the board. So, whoops, I closed that out. Why did I close that out? Sorry, I thought I in my mind I thought we lost. All right, let's keep going. Yeah.
The gods guide my sword.
Okay, we got the Flarnicus over here. No pet, so that's good. We have the deal damage to all enemies, the summon the archers, and then the attack boost to order allies for a turn. I hate my Tortoise. It destroys my troops in before Rondo place. Yeah, one of the journey bosses, the Tortoise, that itself. I remember that there's a battle where it heals for 40 or 80 every time you attack. Yeah, the Tortoise itself can be very annoying. It can also be a very strong attacker because of the nature boost that it gets. So this one here, let's see, the plus health over here. Do we have anything for this? Not quite. Could do some reflect damage early. Can we run this over? So it's 137. So a little short for the swap over here. Yeah, we can give it bleeding. I guess that wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, sure, why not? Ooh, hold on, we'll do this instead. Yeah, we'll summon the Lancelot, actually. Has decent health, also gives our heroes block, as you see there, and then also reflex damage whenever one of our heroes are attacked. Oh boy, this could actually be a very short battle. So the Legion got an attack boost off of the enemy death over there. Okay. We'll do our summon, and that's good. It does work as a blocker. We'll place another blocker as well. This hero here has mental shield. stop some damage. Sure, why not? Well, so let's see. Vampire will actually block over here. Yeah, sure, why not? All right, we'll summon it here in C2 over here. Okay, so as long as this doesn't get extra attack, we shall be okay. Lancelot is really good at Reborn 3. Yeah, he currently is... He still needs to get Reborn. And so we can deal that extra damage. Okay, so Reflect. Ah, okay.
Was a mistake.
Yes, thank you. All right. So because of this hero dealing damage to enemies in the line for each order on the field, so that is why we took the hit over there. So that's unfortunate, because now we're in lethal range, so we're going to have to get out of here. I was debating summoning the building because I thought that it would actually be strong enough to take both hits. Probably should have done that instead. Alright, so that is fine. We ended up losing that one. Really was thinking about placing the building, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Alright, so we are, let's see, so we have 4.5, so we have 7 wins left to get on about 4 days. We'll have some more battles soon, so that'll be fine. Okay, so just a quick recap of today. So we did some League, and we got through pretty strong battles. Still running into some strong warlords over there. Okay, we also did some Dark Tower. Got a couple more wins. Had that one really long battle with the Justia, and then that good call from Dev the Mask. Thank you for that. Something in the extra attack run. I lose at 3 stars, 3 losses. Yeah. Well, it depends. Like I said, you want to balance out your squads, so make sure that you level them up evenly, so that way you can get some good draws on average for the Dark Towers. Am I seeing the 1805 right? I get 100. Yes, that is. So, as you see here, we are going to get 1805 epics off of the Dark Tower win. Even at the 4.5. I don't know what the scaling is for the rewards. You can probably look that up on the wiki, and they'll tell you what it is for your respective league. So that was that. So for what do I have here? On Friday, yes. So Friday's stream, we're going to have some high growth. We'll have some Dark Tower again as well. And hopefully we can get some more levels onto our squad, make them a little bit more stronger, and then balance out some more battles. I don't have a lot of levels in person, but I don't have gold and lazy to go to gold mine. Yeah, gold mine, it does take a while. If you don't have grace at this point, it's going to be very hard for you to get maximum amount of gold on gold mine, and it does take a little bit. I timed it for the last attempt I did. It took roughly 5 minutes, and that was because of the extra attacks given. So the gold does add up after a while, but if you don't want to spend the time to do it, then yeah, it's fine. You can get the gold from the regular rewards over here, and then also the in-game rewards, and also the deals chest in the beginning. Also some journey you can also claim over here. So in just going to journey, we have our journey rewards, which you can see over here. And we get 7k, so that's roughly how much we get in gold mine anyways, so in case you don't want to put in the extra time to do the gold mine. So thanks guys for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, or concerns, leave a message on Twitch, Discord, or YouTube. The content and streaming schedule is in the green box, so check it out there. And yeah, please like and follow on Twitch for the live stream. Please like and subscribe on YouTube for more videos. We're going to have some more Dark Tower, some more Pit happening next week. High growth will happen soon. And we'll do some more Journey, assuming that not busy on Saturday. Hopefully, not sure if I do want to be busy, but what are you going to do? So yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Hope you guys had fun and learned a little something along the way. This is Happy Splasher, signing off.